the hit 2024 motion picture Clash in the College 3, Terry in Trumpland. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's pretty good, Joe. It might make a list.
All
But
right.
we'll get into that. So this movie starts out with a dad sitting on a couch next to his son, and he says, "Hey, will you have a look at my back? I think a tick got me." So the fucking kid's like, "Sure, I'll look at your." Yep. Oh boy, that's a tick, all right. I guess we should go to the hospital or the doctor. So they go to the doctor, and this lady, what? Yeah, this lady doctor, she is super right wing. Like, she doesn't think the right wing is far enough. She's one of these oh, don't do the vaccines and just everything wacky. So this bitch is like, "Yep, yep, you got Lyme disease, but I'm not going to give you anything because it's a gift from ancient aliens." And they'll be sending you genetic codes and shit through your Lyme disease. So this guy just keeps getting sicker and sicker through the whole movie. And these are pretty right wing people themselves. The kids like really in, and the kids becoming radicalized. Uh, throughout the movie, this doctor sees that this kid's mental health and everything's breaking down. So, being the good doctor that she is, she buys him an AR-15 because that'll solve all the problems in the world. So it's another, what is this movie made for? What's the point of this besides people to laugh at? And why is it 3 hours? This shit was 3 hours, Joe. Um, but I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Probably wasn't supposed to laugh at all of this stuff, but I did, Joe. But I did. Um, yeah, if you've seen Clash in the College, I mean, you liked that and laughed, watch this. You got to rent it off his website, but it's worth it. It's worth it, Joe. I didn't say too much because we do something here on this show. We haven't done it in a long time, but when you take notes, you gotta read all the notes. And these notes go in order, Joe. So I figure I'll just read off the notes and we'll talk about them as we go and the movie will play out. Lyme disease, a gift from God. We got that. Ain't yep. Uh this lady, she's she sells her own little like heart monitoring devices that are really like they're nothing. They do monitor the heart and just say, "Oh yeah, this guy's not doing well," but she can also like use it to hear their conversations and shit. It's just quackery, Joe. This lady, not a good doctor. Ah, so they go to church, the dad and the son. The preacher's up there, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, life's kind of like that movie with Tom Hinkle, Forrest Gumper, that classic movie Forrest Gumper with Tom Hinkle." So they don't say the name of the movie or the name of the actor, but later on, like, oh, I don't know, 2 hours and 40 minutes into this fucking epic, they just show fucking clips from Titanic. Like legit just clips from the actual James Cameron movie Titanic. So it's just Forrest Gumper? Okay. Okay, doctor. Okay. Oh man, I wish I could read. Okay. So there's a radical leftist in this movie too. Fucking white guy, long hair with a fucking headband. He's watching some fucking news program that just gets him so fucking mad. And this guy can act. Nobody in the movie can, but that's okay. It's a Dr. Paul movie. That's kind of why you watch him. And he just shoots the fucking TV. Didn't like, you'd think that would be the right wing guy doing that. Nah, it's the left wing guy. He got so mad that he had a gun. And
They're the ones with the anger issues, Tom,
mm,
and money for more TVs.
nobody could act. Uh, they bring it. Dr. Paul, he plays an immigrant in this movie, but it turns out he's an FBI agent, which I don't know how that, because he was clearly a poor immigrant. And then this Indian congresswoman, he goes to her for help. And I guess she makes him an FBI agent so he can go undercover and bust the shit doctor with her shitty COVID fucking bootleg bundle she sells. The shit's, dude, the shit's a mess. You know, I don't know if I should read all this because it's a lot and I can't really write. So it's hard to read. But this shit's wild and strange. It's just like, why is this made? Just because he likes making movies? But why is it these weird politically down the middle? This dude's just so down the middle with everything. He's showing you both sides and he's not really conveying either side well. A good chunk of the fucking movie, the audio's out of sync, so it looks like you're watching a Godzilla dub. Um, technically, it's not well made. It's better than his other movies, but I mean, that's like saying, "Hey, grass is green, motherfucker." We know, we understand. But dude, I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. This was probably the most entertained I was in a movie this year. But could it really be the best movie of the year if you were just, laughing at it because it wasn't a good movie? But it was a good movie because I was entertained that whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Let's
Um
say you have caviars. Yes, I loved this good movie, but with caviars.
yeah, it's shocking that a doctor made these movies. That has to be said. Um Dr. Paul, he isn't the leading man in this one like he was at Clash in the College, or the focal point, I should say. So it's not really like giggle at the confused foreigner. This is more like, what the fuck kind of weird political backyard movie is this? It's crazy and it's 3 hours, dude. But god damn, there's twists and turns. They got these little bracelets that say Q on them. Like all these leftists have these Q bracelets, and it's just enraging this guy so bad. Dude, this motherfucker Terry actually goes on a shooting rampage. He breaks into the congresswoman's wherever house, something, I don't know. Like they show an exterior shot of like the White House or some shit, but then the interior's clearly just Dr. Paul's house, and they're trying to make it look like this fucking, I don't know, dude. but he shoots up a fucking street and then he goes into this congresswoman's place, shoots that motherfucker up, doesn't go to jail. No legal actions are taken at all. Uh it was on the news. Like, hey, there's a fucking active shooter, everybody. Don't go outside. You'll probably get shot by this guy. And they show his picture. It's fucking crazy. Very movie of the year.
So,
Fuck it.
all right. I mean, you've watched. I've only watched one of this guy's flicks, and it was an experience. You've watched three of them now, right?
I've watched all of them, yeah.
Okay, so do you think he's just like fucking with everybody? You know, do you think this is like a gimmick or a work?
No, he's, you know, just showing you the world as he sees it, man. And he's just letting you know that he's right down the middle. But hey, this is what's going on in America. It's, I don't, like I'm saying, is it to send back to the homeland to inform people?
And he's a medical doctor.
Yeah, he sure is. Very religious. I saw that on his website and I thought something in here because this is like, uh, there's a lot of stuff with the church in this movie. Uh, yeah, it's I don't know, Joe. I don't know the point of making these besides, everybody's different and everybody likes different movies and people if they're able to make movies, they're going to make a movie. It's technically better than the other ones, but come on.
So would you say this movie is ripped from today's headlines?
No. Maybe it was ripped from headlines fucking 4 years ago, but they just got it out today. Uh, it's it's a time capsule. It's already dated because it's not really what the, zeitgeist, I guess, would be the word in America right now. It definitely was a couple years ago because it has a lot of COVID shit in there and, uh yeah, I mean, I think I laughed the most at this one, but Clash in the College is pretty good. Hitler's Girlfriend, it's all right. If I remember, it's like a clumsily handled expose on race relations in America.
I remember very little of that movie.
Yeah, but man, I was just laughing so much during this one. So if you like Clash at the College, you'll like this one for sure. I just wish old Dr. P were, I guess Dr. K, Katupali's his last name. Paul Katupali. His fucking parents didn't like him, I guess, so they named him twice. uh yeah, watch it for sure. Rent it off his website. It's worth it. Get some friends together. You'll have a good time and just be like, yeah, shout out to people still making movies like this. It's yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to and it just all works out in the end. Why wouldn't it? Except for the dad. Of course he dies because he didn't get his fucking Lyme disease treated. Dude, all right, so this doctor, like she's a fucking nut. And oh, I'm gonna run for Congress now and beat this other fucking lady. So the dad's like, "Oh, I'll sell my house, give you all my money, put up all the money just so you could, just so we, oh, because the son got beat up for being a fucking racist. He said some shit to a black guy, and then he said some shit to that radical left guy's fucking Asian girlfriend. So that dude just beat the fuck out of him. took this kid to the doctor. It's like, I'm running for Congress so I can stop things like this. Blah blah. Oh, I'll give you all my monies. I'll put my fucking house up and give you. Ooh, my heart. It's hurting again. And then fucking while he's dying, like he goes to her, he's like, "Ooh, my heart's hurting from the Lyme disease again. I think this is the end." And she's just like, "Oh no, I should have treated him. Uh-oh. Now he's going to the real hospital," which he's driving himself hooked up to a fucking air tank. They don't even get an ambulance called for the fucking guy. He's dying hooked up to an air tank, driving himself to the fucking hospital. Oh shit. And instead of going to the hospital, he goes to the fucking side of the freeway where he was putting up those ladies' campaign signs, starts kicking them and throwing them, and then he falls down and dies on the side of the road. Oh, but it's okay, because in the end, Terry learns, you just gotta be nonviolent, and he gets his little Q fucking bracelet, and Q stands for Quakers. We find out at the end, because they're a fan of oatmeal, I guess. Oh, God bless you, Dr. Katapali. You're America's rose, and don't you ever stop making movies. Maybe release them physically though. That'd be nice with a commentary track explaining yourself, or respond to this video on why you make these movies and who they're for, because I'm sure it's not me.
Thanks for checking out the show. We hope you dug it, baby. If so, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and let us know down below. Support Tom and Joe by heading over to dwnproductions.net and fastcustomshirts.com. Until next time.